A troll.
You're trolling me, Jeff. That's not very nice of you. That failed. It's like fashion failed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, you have to have some failures in order to have success. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
He's this guy. Oh, is his actual code word access denied? Is
Yeah,
that who
that's
he
his
is?
screen name.
He says Victoria's Secret for sale for $2 billion. Jeff Bombshell. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He literally trolled me. Thanks, Jeff.
$2 billion for Victoria's Secret?
I think the Naked Army knows more than me. I'd like to hear from them. Josh, how do we get the Naked Army to tell us more about what they think?
Well, we've got Armada.
They're smarter than us.
Armada Trading needs to come on and ask. They've got some questions, I think, Josh. They're gonna.
Hey, Josh, is it possible that we could get Armada Trading on? I saw him do a video.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel.
A YouTube channel. Why can't we just get him on a Zoom and Zoom him in live like we do with you?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Hey, guys, give your questions to Armada Trading. This is not. I want to be clear. I don't know Armada Trading. I'm not pitching that he's the guy or not the guy.
No.
But join whatever he's got going, and let him know your questions. We're going to bring him on live.
Yeah, Armada's on the. He's across the pond too. I think he's from the UK. So we got to line up the
I want to get
times.
all the questions we can together for Naked, and figure this story out. I mean, it's an interesting story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's traded great today.
Yeah, it really.
What would you do hypothetically? What would you be doing right now?
Did you all really think I was going to give away that information so quickly? You're all going to have to wait till the end of the video to find out when this interview is happening. I'm so excited, and let's get on to Josh's video.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? I hope you are having a fabulous day today. And today, we are back. We are at our home kind of ground, our homestead, our favourite stock, NAKD, and its run-up that we had last week, a big run-up kind of a couple of days ago, and then it did come crashing down. But is there anything to panic about? Well, we will go into detail within this video. Before we get into it, please make sure if you enjoy, you like, subscribe, drop a comment, let us know what you think of NAKD, such as your price predictions, what you think is going to be happening. Join our Telegrams and Discord as well. I know myself and Sam slack slightly in the Discord. We're always active in the Telegram, so come in and just kind of get in touch with us and ask us questions. Last quick thing before we get into the video, I need to remind you I am not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. We can only find battlefields for you. We can't find the battle, or we can't fight the battle for you. So you need to make sure you do your own due diligence and do what is best for your current financial position. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So as I'm sure we all know, NAKD is an intimate apparel company who owns brands such as Fredericks of Hollywood and Bendon. However, the main point that we need to get across with NAKD, as of recent, they have been a strictly brick and mortar business. So they are a standard business. They have their shops. They avoid online retail pretty heavily. However, they are looking at changing that, and they are looking to turn into a full e-commerce force. So why is that big? Well, with all this COVID stuff that has been going on, at the moment, the retail and the apparel industry has been hit hard, really hard, because there are a lot of brick and mortar companies. Obviously, it comes to without saying, people haven't been able to do stuff due to lockdowns, and I know over here we've had 3 lockdowns. I don't know what's happened in America like that, but I know there have been certain restrictions on things, like you're not going out to work like that, you're not going to the cinemas and theatres, and because of that, there's no need to go out and buy brand new clothes, because we're not really doing anything. So the best way to try and sell that, especially with all of non-essential shops and things being closed, is by retailing online. I mean, look at how successful Amazon was throughout this whole COVID situation. So within the recent shareholder meeting, they passed a vote to sell Bendon and turn towards fully pushing Fredericks of Hollywood online, increasing its online presence, moving and pushing the advertising further, and moving NAKD from a brick and mortar setup to a fully integrated e-commerce system, which, as we just discussed, is a much more profitable way, due to the lack of overheads and all the rest of it, much more profitable way to retail apparel. Now, this is very, very possible for them to do, due to the fact they had 270 million liquid cash with zero debts on their balance sheet. It shows they have the power and they've got the pockets to push the advertising and the online presence for Fredericks of Hollywood, and they can force themselves into the e-commerce sector. It's not just that. To show they are fully intent with moving on with this, they have recently appointed a veteran when it comes to mergers and acquisitions, which is pretty big, and that could stem to certain things later on down the line, as well as a new CFO. So they have people in place who know what they're doing. They've got a brand new board of directors, and they have a completely new look on where they want to take NAKD, which for us shareholders in the long run, excluding anything to do with the short squeeze, is really, really good news, and it shows a positive upside for the company. One thing I will be very interested to see, and partly what I kind of think might end up happening with NAKD, is because of the fact they're in a really good stead financially, they've got this whole new outlook with the board of directors and what have you. I would not be surprised if there was a merger with some company that was fully e-commerce, such as a company like ASOS, who are ingrained into the apparel sector, but they're also ingrained in e-commerce. That is what they do. They are a fully integrated e-commerce company, and I think that would be a really, really good move for NAKD. Obviously, I'm not on the board, I don't know. However, I think if that was to happen, this whole short squeeze could come about very quickly, because it would turn NAKD into a force. So, with all being said, this is what ended up causing this run up. It started on the 22nd of April and carried all the way to the 27th. So we had a 5-day long run up, all the way to it topping out at 78 cents. Now, as we can see here, there was this big sell-off, massive sell-off, but now it is semi-consolidating at about 66 cents pre-market, which is positive, I guess. It's not had that big an impact, but what actually caused this news, and why didn't NAKD go to $1, which, to be honest with you, I think it quite easily could have done in the past week? Well, once again, Joe Biden opened his mouth. Now, I'm not going to delve too much into American politics, and everyone's entitled to their own kind of opinion on the American politics. However, Joe Biden, when it comes to the stock market, is bad news. It's a bit like Jeremy Corbyn over in the UK with the Labour Party. If he managed to get in charge, anything that came down the finance side was bad news, just because of their policies. So, what has he actually done? Well, he started off by announcing this $15 minimum wage. I think it's to do with anyone on a federal contract, but I'm not too sure. I believe it's to do with federal contracts. That didn't impact businesses too badly. However, that could be set in stone later on down his kind of term. Now, what does a $15 wage do? Well, it means that they're legally required to pay their workers at least $15. So the cost of labor raised, so that it's either going to lead to more redundancies, or it's just going to lead to the companies not being as profitable. With more redundancies and less workers, their output isn't as great, so their turnover is not going to be as good. And again, if they keep their employees, their kind of output will still be the same. However, per product, they're not going to be making as much money. He then went on to announce how he was planning on taxing the top companies and the top richest and wealthiest people even more than they're already being taxed, which is the main reason behind this sell-off, because companies just won't be making as much profit. And every time Joe Biden speaks at the moment, it causes a big sell-off. So, has this changed my opinion on NAKD with where I can see it going? Absolutely not. As we can see here, this is showing this consolidation around here, with it kind of having a support level at around 64 cents. it is really positive with where it's consolidated. It's starting to rise and reverse back now pre-market, which again it is positive, currently up 3.5%. So it is looking good. As I've said in all of my videos, my long-term price prediction for NAKD is still $4 to $5 a share, which I think is a very, very fair price. At the moment, we can see it's currently like fairly bought, so it's right in the middle of the RSI, so it's not overbought, not oversold. So that is in good stead. It'll be interesting to see what happens at market open. But again, I am not worrying about this, and I don't think anyone else should be. So with all that said and done, that is it from me today. Sorry for dragging on a little bit. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time, take care, guys.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. We're going to be jumping on Risk On with Todd and Jason tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, you heard me right. And we're going to be talking about NAKD, pretty much anything you'll want us to talk about. We're going to be going through everything that you want us to talk about. Now, you have given me questions on Telegram, and if anyone wants me to ask anything else, if I have time for it, I'll bring it up in tomorrow's interview. But leave it in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to ask those questions if I can get the chance to. So, with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in Risk On. Remember to like it.